Hey everybody, it's Hubby here with Just About Anything Garage, and we got an absolutely gorgeous late August day. What is this, the 26th, 27th of August in Agawam, Massachusetts. Nice, comfortable temperatures. Finally, weather that you look for in the Northeast when you're up here. Hey, I want to welcome you to the video. We're going to start a series with Ghost on shaking her down to get her ready to turn her into the smoking platform that we want to do. But we've got her on the road. We went and did that today. We went and registered, well, actually yesterday, and registered her. As you can see, she got Massachusetts license plates on. And we got to get her ready for inspection because in Massachusetts, you've got 7 days to go get her registered. So we got to take a shakedown cruise in her. All I've done is I've taken her up and put some gas in her. That's it. And she drove all right there. But we need to go ahead and, you know, put a little bit more effort into it. Put her under some load and see if we got anything that shakes up. Put her up on the lift or put a jack underneath her and take a look at a couple things. And we're going to bring you along and we're going to go do that. We're going to get you set up in while we do the driving so you can get an experience of how she feels and figure out what we need to do to make sure that she's going to go ahead and pass inspection, because in Massachusetts you need to do that. I already know lights are all worked, the horn, we went through that as you saw in the video to make sure that all that stuff is together with her. But we'll do other things like I know the brakes are a little bit soft, so we're going to probably rebleed those a little bit. We'll want to check the ball joints on the front. I did that initially, but now that we've got the tires and stuff that we want, we'll go ahead and get it up on a jack, put a bar underneath it, and tweak them and see if they wiggle excessively or anything like that. But I want to tell you the story of going to register her, because it was a royal pain in the butt. And as usual, because I didn't do some due diligence, I went and made an error that cost me a whole bunch of money. All right, so as you guys know, we came up from Texas, right? I was born and raised in Massachusetts, then ended up in Texas for work and spent like 35 years there down in Texas, 32 years, something like that. And then retired and decided to move back up here because all my siblings are up here. Okay, when I did that, I bought Ghost down there. I got a pretty good deal on her. She's more or less complete. She came with a motor and trans, although they were out because the previous motor had blown, for $5,500. So we loaded her up on the trailer and we brought her up with us. And over the last 24 months, if you've been watching the channel and look at it, we've gotten her into the point where we can go ahead and get a baseline on her and run her. This is why we're doing the shakedown. And then go ahead and start throwing performance parts at her in the suspension system, and then into the motor to make her a fire breather. And then after we do that, we might do a couple comfort items to make her a little bit more comfortable to drive, because she is a vet after all. She's 77, she's an old girl, and so she's got little things. But in Massachusetts, they're pretty big sticklers. I'm sure there are other states like Missouri and Iowa that I've heard from other channels that are just as sticklers, so you know what I'm talking about. But after 3 visits and $1,300, I got her registered. First visit down, I go down, and on the application for title, there's a little section for insurance, for your verification. And in Massachusetts, you can't give them any extra paper. So the insurance verification letter that I got from Progressive, nope, can't do it. Progressive has to go fill the paperwork out for you, put their stamp on it, and go ahead and give it to you to go ahead and register your vehicle. Now, in most cases, it wouldn't be a problem, because you just go down to a local office, they'll fill it out for you, or put the stamp on the one that you filled out. But we don't have a local office here for Progressive in Agawam, Massachusetts, so you have to call them. So I went down there, they circled that and said you got to go do that first. Got that, came back, got all my paperwork, gave them all that, and they didn't like the bill of sale that I had for it. Okay, it was a receipt with listing the things that they were going to deliver, what the price was for the car that I paid, and all that type of stuff. And they said, no, you got to have a better thing. Handed me a piece of paper that says, this is what a bill of sale for Massachusetts looks like. So I had to go take that, make up a bill of sale, go find the guy in Texas that I bought it from, got him to sign it, took it, and brought it back in. And finally got them to accept everything and got her registered. But I had erred, because when we came up from Texas, in Massachusetts, when you bring a car up, you have 30 days to get its registration done. That includes other titled vehicles. So even though this wasn't ready, what I needed to do is take this, bring it in, get the title registered, which you can do without registering the vehicle, And I would have avoided the egregious fine that I got of $350 for it not being done for 24 months, with $120 worth of interest on top of that. Plus, they totally ignored the $5,500 that I paid, and I was honest about it. I didn't do anything different with it, and said, well, we have to use fair market book value. So, but we'll use the low side. That was $11,250 for a 77 Corvette. And, you know, whereas I'd love to think she's worth $12,000, I don't really think, maybe I can get $12K for it in this area, but I think you're probably closer to like $9,500, maybe $10K if people really like it. So I had to pay an 8.25% sales tax on that. And the combination of those, one, my problem, because I should have known what I needed to do in Massachusetts, jacked that price way up to $1,300 to get her on the road. But she's on the road. And we're going to take you guys with us as we shake her down and get her ready. For one, for inspection, that'll be number one. And then two, to find out any weak spots or where we want to put improvements with her. Because she needs to be running. As she runs, things will develop and things will work better. Of course, that's how things go. So why don't you hang on to your hats, hang on tight. I'm going to get you set up inside the car. We're going to go take her out, drive her around a bunch, make her do some burnouts, go ahead and get on her and see what she does, feel how she drives, and the things that we need to do. Then we'll do an assessment on her, tell her what I think we need to do over time, and we'll get her in and we'll get her inspected. And then when we go from there, we'll go ahead and we'll set up some specific tests that we want to do, get some baseline numbers so that we can compare it for the changes that we've made. All right, so hang on tight. I'm going to go get you guys set up in the car, and we'll go for a little drive. So hang on, and we'll be right back. All right, nice view of the cockpit. Tell me I have the keys in my pocket, or this is going to get edited out. I do. Right, let's take her for a shakedown. What do you think? Get her fired up. Get seatbelt on. Take her for a little drive. Around the block. I went a little low, but she'll come up. All right. Careful with my brakes because they're a little soft, so we're going to want to work on those. Take a right turn here. Okay, she drives like a vet. Feeling like a first thing though is she needs alignment. The wheels are right, and I can feel her pulling a little bit. Other than that, she's running fine, feels okay. We're just going to take a quick trip around the block for our first here. We're going to turn up here. Blinkers are working. At Adams Street. Pipes, let me tell you. Oh, you can get out of her. She likes that. And orange sweet, that's where the push rod comes through the firewall. I'm going to get the clearance okay, although she rides like a vet, which means more like a truck. But she corners, you can feel how tight the suspension is. Gauges are all good. Good pressure. Got voltage. Temperature's right at 180 sitting there. Oh yeah, I think we're going to have a great platform to build off of. Now it's still got the automatic gear in the back, which is probably, what, a 208 or something? Highway gear. So we might want to switch that out. We'll see as we get on her more. Might want to go to like a 3.7 in the rear to give us a little more. Because remember, we're focusing on performance here. Cruising at about 1,800 RPM and about 30 miles per hour. Yeah, we get up to 60, she's going to be up pretty high. We'll have to, got a spot coming up here where we can open her up a little bit and get up to 45 or 50. Alright, seems like I got soft brakes, it's starting to slow down. So far, in alignment and brakes, we want to reblade. Get rid of an annoying squeak. Too soft. Okay, let's head back to the homestead. Check every pool in and check some stuff out on her. See if we broke anything loose. Yeah, we're gonna check the suspension too, because she's pulling to the right just a little bit on acceleration. But she's been sitting for, oh, I don't know how long, at least 2 years since I've had her. And probably longer than that. She cruises okay. I think the more we drive her, the more she'll settle in here. Next time we take her out, we'll take her out to the highway section, hit the roundabout and come back. That's got a nice straight speedway we can run a little bit on. Not bad for a first run, actually. Put her in here so we can check some things. we'll position her for the lift afterwards. Okay, so when she warms up, her idle goes up. She's sitting at about $1,000, so she needs to come down on her warmed up idle just a little bit. Not that it bothers me, but she probably should run just a little bit lower. All right, success on the first shakedown run. Now let's get underneath her and check a couple of things. Oh, I gotta fix this, I hate that. Anyways, and we'll see where we're at. All right, so you guys hang on tight and we'll be right back. Okay, we got a jack under her. Let's make sure you guys got a nice view here. Okay, that's tight. That's the suspension moving. Let's stick a bar to be getting the excessive play. Let's get it up a little higher. Bar underneath it, and nope, not excessive play there. It feels pretty good. It's rocking the car, not the ball joint. All right, let me go check the other side. We'll just leave you staring at that tire for right now. I'll tell you if there's anything over here. Nothing in the wiggle test. Feels good. Yeah, no excessiveness here. We're moving the car, not the wheel. Yeah, those are fine. Not going to have any problem there. Everything is tight. Looks good. I didn't put up on a lift, I just jacked it up. So let's take you guys off. Turn the light on. Let's just look underneath real quick. All right, she's up a little bit. See if we can see. Yeah, I'm not seeing any egregious leaks. Nothing broken, nothing hanging. Power steering pump looks fine. I know I got you guys sideways, but here, let me flip this up this way. There you go. Let you guys do the looking. Everything looks pretty good. No leaks or anything. Thing looks tight. We greased everything prior. So in pretty good shape. All right. You know, one thing, we need to tighten this panel cover up. It wiggles. I never tightened it down, so I have to do that. Let's quick look from the front. Yeah, everything looks fine there. Let's go take a quick look from the back. Now, I confirmed last night in the dark, all the lights work, including a license plate light. I was spectacularly pleased. Everything's looking good there. Not seeing anything. I may take this through the car wash, although I know it's going to leak because I washed it by hand, and do the undercarriage wash and get some of that crap off. All right. So next thing we're going to do, let me go get that set up, is we'll get her positioned for the lift, bring her up. We're going to do a re-bleed on the brakes just to make sure the brakes are firm. And then we'll have to get her in to do an alignment here. But, you know, we'll get her inspected before we do the alignment. I'm not running the tire. As you can see here, there's no tire holder or spare tire holder or anything. I'm not going to run that unless I start to take a little longer trips, right? Then I'll go ahead and pop one underneath there. I've got it. Just need to put it on there. Ooh, we're going to get that screw out of there. There's a screw sitting there. I don't need that in the tire. Brand new tires. See what that screws to, came loose. Well, nothing on that. Nothing on the car, that's for sure. All right. So hang on tight. Get this light off. And we'll be back with her up in the air and we'll do a tire bleed. All right? Hang tight. All right. We're going to take her down and see if we can't get her inspected here. warmed up. I warmed her up. Put her window up. Cut some of that noise. turn you guys off because they're not going to let me record here. We'll be back. All right, so he's booked out till at least 10:30. So it is 8:30 now in the morning. So we're gonna come back at after 10, or we'll come back Monday, you know, and set it out. We'll decide what's gonna happen there as we do it, because ain't no use sitting for 2 hours waiting on them. Yeah, it's the end of the month, so it gets busy with everything. So what we'll do is, we did the brakes on her. We I did the lead on the brakes, so it feels good. Take her out and assess her a little bit more. How's that? We'll give you this perspective. I tried you over here. You may see some of that, but she kept drooping down, so. Oh man, I tell you, that annoying squeak is the first thing once we get her past inspection. Pull that bar off. We're going to clearance that out. Get rid of that. Couple miles on her on the way back home rather than going straight back here. Take the long way. Not quite highway yet. So let's cruise back streets a little bit. Back streets, no doubt. Oh wow, we went right into fourth on that one. And the gas smells bad. I think I have a venting issue. Every mile we put on her, I'm getting more confident in her, so that's cool. We'll take that. We'll go ahead and take Adams Street up here. Not yet. One more. Out later, and we're going to hit the highway so we can really open her up. is. Other than riding like a Corvette, of course, which means she feels more like a truck in the suspension. But she corners well, she handles well. Once we get the front alignment done, she got a little pull to the right when you accelerate, because when I got this tire straight, that was pointing out a little bit. So if you remember, we changed out the control valve on the power steering, so we changed the geometry a little bit here. So we need to get it realigned. I'll help them check the back too, because what is it, camber and canter this way. We'll want them to check it on the back wheel so you don't get excessive wear on the tires. But she's running well, everything seems to be functioning, and she's got her little quirks that we need to work out, right? But that's okay. That's what the shakedown is for. I want to check that drive line. I got a little bit of it, not a knock, but see if there's anything taking up slack here. After we run her a while, because we've been in that drive line, right, to do the things we needed to do. So we're going to want to pop her up on the lift. Put some miles on her, pop her up, and give her a good inspection. Chirp the wheels yesterday for me, but it was right after we did it, so we may have had some stuff on it. So let's see if she'll chirp. No, she did turn them over though. I don't know what's going on there. I have her detuned a little bit because she wanted like 22 degrees worth of timing on her when I set her up. Know she can chirp those tires. I don't know what's going on there. We'll check that out though. We'll figure out what's. They just may be wet and. So we'll see. All right. We'll be back with our next exciting, let's go abuse her a little bit so that we can see how she's running. All right. So we're going to take her out and shake her down some more. Let's take her out and go on a stretch of highway rather than surface streets here. Excuse me. And open her up a bit. And see what she does. cooled down enough. All right, let's go take her out on the highway. And give her a little bit more gumption here. Open her up a little bit. Surface streets. Bouncy gas tank, temperature's fine, oil pressure's good, we got battery voltage. going to need a overdrive unit of some sort if we're going to do any cruising. But remember, she's a test platform, so it's okay if she runs in the higher bands. I'm okay with that. Temperature's still fine. Oil pressure's good. Cable. It's going through, remember this is that cruise control, so it's running through the cruise control sensor. So we may see if we can get a coupler and just go direct on that. We may end up putting cruise control back in, but not immediately. Me that she's not chirping the tires, but it just may be that we got pollen and crap. I'm gonna take her where she usually chirps them though. Gotta be careful because I got that right there. That should be first. Oh yeah, she's turning them over. They're just not making sound because they're broken in. Most definitely. Alright, line her up, take a look at her, see if we got anything shook and loose. See if there's anything we need to worry about. Let's see if we can line her up for this. Get a little bit forward. Probably right about there. Alright. Gonna let her cool down. We're gonna put her up on the lift, check her out, all that good stuff. And Geza will be back when we do that. Alright. Underneath, everything looks good. You know, from the shakedown drives that we're doing, everything is tight. There's nothing loose, nothing super wiggly. See the white dot? See the white dot? She's got a 308 in her. We went and we spun her around and counted. Everything is, like I was saying, tight. When we did that, these are all tight. Nothing looks like it's banging around. Nothing looks like it's loose, you know, or out of place on any of them. So we're good. We haven't did the front alignment. Like I said, we'll have them check this for caster and camber to make sure these aren't too out of specs for that. Shocks seem to be okay. We might, you know, this is like, you know, replacement stuff that we'll do once we get her in, you know, I'll inspect it and ready to go. We'll come back in and we'll replace some of this stuff. It'll be part of the suspension upgrades that we do. Do better ones. Now the issues I do got is I got an oily starter here. You know what I'm looking, and I got drips on the floor. So we got a little oil leak, and see oil in here. We're blowing a little bit. You look right up here where it's really coming from. You guys can't see it, but it's hard to get a view up here because I got the hood done, but the back corner right here, you can see it. It's on these forward, the back and forward corner here. They're leaking. It's pretty characteristics of it on this side. Same over here on the back side, that back corner. You can see up here if you touch it. You look up in there, it's dripping a little bit from just they leak. The corners leak. I'll try and bring it down, and we'll tighten them down and see if we can't get them to stop that. We're gonna recheck timing once we run it just a little bit more too. This is now cool. I'm gonna spin it over because when I was getting ready to put on a lift, it was acting like it didn't want to start. You need it chattering from this, but I think it's heat soak, and if it is, we're gonna have to figure out some way, because look at where the headers are right here. Have to figure out some way to shield that. Now we have the shield, but if you remember when we were going to put the shield up, we were bumping into the connection up here, so we might have to get up here and see if we can't clear some space and get the connections out of there and get the heat shield up, or get wrap, or do something. I don't know, but we'll look and do it, because we don't want heat soak on that because it's a pain in the butt to deal with. Other than that, everything looks good. The belt looks, this is the back side. I'll have to check the tech side. I tightened this one up because I can do it from the top. This one we're going to have to do down here. If we want to tighten it, there's a bolt area right there, the top bolt. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. You have to loosen that a little bit, pull that a little bit tighter, and see what it does. It's not squealing or anything, so it's not like we have to do anything about it. Everything's looking good there. This is the shroud with the span, which is fine. Everything's good. Everything's tight in here, nothing out of spec. There's no drips or anything. These are a little wet here. This seal might be leaking just a little bit, but like we said, we're going to have them come in and we're going to have them realign this because it really needs it bad. So all in all, initial shakedown is pretty good. Nothing dramatic, just little things. You know what the rear gear is now, so it'll leak out of this bit of that seal on that's probably, but it's okay. It's like a, it's older. What can we tell you? Everything seems good. Oil was full. It's not dirty or anything. We're going to run a little bit more, and then we're going to change that oil up after about 500 miles or so. Okay? But shakedown wise, she's looking pretty good. We'll take her off for some more running and see what we got going here. I'm going to, like I was telling you, I was smelling some gas. So what I think we're going to do here is up in here, up in there, I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, right there, pointing right at it with the camera, is the charcoal canister. The vacuum line isn't connected. I'm gonna either try and get a new one on there or get the old one connected, teed in, if it's not too bad, and we'll see if that takes care of the smell issue. To make sure, the other thing we'll do is I'm gonna put a little pump on this and see if we're pulling vacuum on it. This is the vacuum line to the thing to make sure that the tank's opened up for that. So we'll see. All right, we'll be back with the next report on where she's at. All right, let's go see if we can get it inspected. again, we won't be able to film during inspection, so I'll turn you guys off, bring you back in afterwards. Grindy there, gotta push that clutch all the way down. Fiberglass. It's an easy fix. I'm sorry? Yeah. Oops, better turn you off. All right, so I didn't film it coming back because the mount fell off of the stupid back window, but she passed with flying colors, and we have an inspection sticker on her. Now, she did develop an annoying issue, which we're gonna immediately take a look at, and that's the horn. All of a sudden, the horn just is randomly blowing. And what it is that things settle in, right? Or they loosen up and they move about. So it's got a little button in the horn thing here. See, I got the top off, and this ring, when you push it, grounds it. But there's a little button that comes up and contacts a little tab on it. And I'm willing to bet you that thing is popped up. So what I'm going to do is I'll have to pull that apart, and we'll take the little tab that it connects to and make sure that it's on there, turned, because it was kind of pseudo on there. So it, you know, if it jiggles and it pops up to the side, whenever you turn it, it's going to ground the stupid thing, make it beep, and that's what it's doing. So, but other than that, it was fine. That's the only issue that we ran into, was I'm pulling into his bay and it's going beep, 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 beep. See, the horn works. And he didn't care. So as long as the horn works, if it stays on while you're driving, it doesn't matter in mass, but we'll fix that. It's just a little annoyance. The other thing is that I ran into yesterday, and I'll go more into this when we do a summary here of how we came up to things, is I've had this issue with the distributor tie-down clap bolt loosening up, the thing coming out of time. So we're going to go ahead and I readjusted by ear and tightened it down. And get myself a flat washer and a lock, because it doesn't have a lock washer on it. And we'll see if we can't stop that from happening. We'll retime it and make sure we're in good state. But she ran fine on the way home and everything. So we're ready to take to the next steps. We're going to fix those little issues, and then we'll do a little shakedown run and really see if there's anything that falls out. But that's what we need to do. Driver, get miles on her, let the annoying little bullshit stuff pop up, and we'll take care of that. Next major thing for this is she's going to go down and get an alignment, so we take care of that issue. And she'll be ready for testing, ready to go. All right, so you guys hang tight, and we'll have probably 1 or 2 more segments in here, and we'll wrap it up for you. And you'll be looking at me commenting, saying it's coming out. All right, catch you later. All right, well, let's end this one here, okay? Let's do a summary of where we are with it and its initial shakedown. So we did our initial shakedowns. We put her up on a lift, and we checked things out, and everything underneath on the lift was still tight. Everything was really, really good. What we discovered on the shakedown was that the alignment's way off. So we're going to go, that's the next big thing that we're going to do, is we're going to go ahead and get the alignment done. And we're starting to put the metal down on her, and she got some gumption. She gets up and goes. So what we're going to do next after that is we'll start a series on running through strategic shakedowns, where we go down and we look at something specific that we're going to do and what the upgrade to that potentially be. We're going to get a baseline first, so we can get understanding, you know, run 0 to 60 time, put an app up, do that type of stuff, do a little bit of cornering, do some we probably won't do top end speed because I really don't want to go to jail, but we'll get on her, and we'll pump her and have her do some things. Fallout from the inspection, we did get the inspection, was everything is kosher, everything is good with that. The horn did go crazy on me when we first got there. You can see the sticker, it's right there, all ready to go and good. It started beeping while I was driving all by itself. It was turning. So what had happened was the little button that goes in there that goes down had turned sideways, and the flat part of the tab for the horn, when you do that, had fallen beside it. So we took it out. I bent the tab over a little bit so it would line up a little better, and we also took the shims out so it would be closer, put a little bit more pressure on the button so the button wouldn't slide out from underneath it. I think we've got that fixed and we're really good to go. We discovered that the underneath the motor, let's go ahead and open up this, pop the hood for a minute. That the timing kept going on us. So it started, it would run for a while and it would shake and it would be sucky and it wouldn't work well. And what was happening was that the tie-down bolt would loosen up, it would shake loose. And I tried some Loctite, but that didn't work, and I know why. It's too warm. It's in too warm a spot where the engine is. So what we did there is, if you can see it down in there, put a flat washer and a lock washer, so hopefully that'll hold it tight. I've got it set at 18 degrees initial timing. It goes up to about 45 degrees total. It's all in by $3 grand. So when we go and we do in the next video, our performance stuff, we'll judge it from that perspective. We've gone and we adjusted the idle circuits to make sure that we had the maximum vacuum there. Okay, and the procedure that you use, that's something that's really interesting, because the way I was taught about it on Thunderhead, there's a 289 or something like that, has a really good video on it. The way that I was taught is you get your engine warmed up, right? Turn it off, turn your screws all the way in, your mixture screws in, turn them out 2 turns on each side. Go ahead and set your idle once you refire it up, and then from there go side to side, going a quarter of a turn at a time on one side and the other side to check and look at your vacuum. Once you hit the initial peak, right, you usually go past that because you try another one to see if it doesn't and it stays flat or you lose some. Bring it back to the original position. Once you've finished that out for the original position, to do that, usually your RPM has gone up. Readjust your RPM to where you want it. Try it again. In my case, it just stayed where it was. In the other case, you may have to run through the cycle again. But then when you're done with it, give it 1/8 turn out a little bit, 1/8 to 1/4, to make it a little bit fat, because what happens is the motor's open. It's you got the heat coming out. You usually have the air cleaner off when you're doing it, and when you put it back there, it changes things. So you want to have it be just a little bit fat, so when you honk on it and you really start to get cranking, it doesn't go too lean on you, which is the biggest problem. So we gone ahead and we reset that up to do that. I'm gonna have to work a little bit more for the wipers. The parking mechanism on that is getting stuck in this area, and it's really just about have to be used. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll wash the windows a lot or something, because everything works with it, and we'll get that doing. And then if we discover anything else as we're driving it, but we'll address that. But otherwise, we're in pretty good shape here. So let's wrap this up. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Keep your eye open, because we're going to go ahead and do the performance-based stuff, and then we'll lay out a plan for what we're going to do for enhancements in the engine area and in the suspension areas. All right, so we'll catch you real soon. Again, we appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and we hope that you have a great day.